Get it, go.
On the first day of school, I held the key in my hand. It came to me in a tiny manila envelope, like a love letter. There was no note inside, only the signature 214. So I found the door and opened it. There you were. Square jaw, square shoulders, high forehead, high ceiling, a generic size, shape, and off-white. You looked like you could have belonged to anyone. You looked like you could hang anyone's clothes in your closet, cradle anyone's back in your chair. It was as if, since you could belong to anyone, you could never be mine. Never mind that I'd come crawling to you at the end of the night. Never mind. Never mind that your window is nice and big. That doesn't matter when the sunlight only streams through when I'm trying to sleep or sitting at my computer cursing the glare on my screen. But I brought my boxes and bags all the way up the stairs, and the numbers match, and the key fits, so screw it. Loving you was habit forming, and I am a creature of habit. We were lovers in another life. We were lovers in another life, back when elephants were the same species as oak trees, back when dung beetles were the same family as purple grapes. In this life here, I have only muscle memory to remind me of who I used to be. But in that life, I understood how I came to live inside the hollow of a tree. In that life, after I found you, I knew how to find out more. You as a tree, and me as a child. Back then, I went up to you and introduced myself point blank, poked your brown swellings and scars and kneecaps, let your ants march across my arms' expansive back, let your branches make shadow puppets against the sunburnt winds, let your twigs impale me like a needle in a monarch butterfly. After all that, I asked you if you were my boyfriend yet, and you said, okay. And then, for a time, you stayed that way. Your big hands made such small gestures sometimes. You called me oyster lips and handed me chapstick. I got you back by refusing to use it. You told me, you said I had wet sand for hips, cold and hard and freckled. So I said, she sells seashells down by the seashore, until I got bored, and then I told you about yourself too. From the calluses on your tippy toes, to the calcium deposits on your canines, to the gold dust along your left incisors, from the year you traded your baby carrots for Hostess cupcakes and cream puffs. Over time, I found your hot and cold patches of skin, pockets of flesh, and buttons of bone. I know you sat cross-legged like a girl when you thought you were alone. And you could never grow a beard, you just got these sad little koi fish whiskers. You told me your favorite body part was the eyelid. Because closing your eyes and falling asleep with someone is the nudist form of naked. When I told you I couldn't see the stars, you told me, hold a mirror between yourself and the sky and count the freckles on your face. For our first date, we got high and went to the coin wash on Webster Street. We pulled up folding chairs in front of a dryer spinning some stranger's dirty clothes. and waited for the big questions to present themselves. Already, we knew each other so well. We finished speaking to each other in sentences. And that's one step up from finishing each other's sentences. And the sex was wonderful. It was hot down there in the trench. Not stench, but scent of sweet bell peppers and vanilla and dirt. And although you never said a word, I know exactly what you meant. There were no noises. Those sounds we made, those things we made were sounds. There were no choices, only instincts on the battleground. And afterwards, our empty bellies growled at each other and rolled around like tiger cubs. And you told me you loved me sometimes. And I asked if that was a good thing. And you said, it's not a thing, stupid, it's a feeling. The times change. Land grows up and becomes man. That was back before the walls went up, when the only thing sliced and cubed and potted side by side was the white bread in my lunchbox. That was back before the walls went up, before the only apple that dangled from your branches, was a computer product plugged into your outlet. This winter break, I might cry, thinking of you stapled shut to my dormitory with my damp laundry. I might cry knowing you're still in there smiling because no one gave you permission to stop. I'm sorry I'm not there to care that you're still holding up my photographs for me. I'm sorry if your arms are tired. I'm sorry I'm so spoiled that I have two of you just so I keep an alternative in my head at all times. I'm sorry that I only miss you when I'm sleeping with someone else. I'm sleeping somewhere else, and I'm sorry if that means I only like you as an idea. Ooh. I'm sorry I have another closet full of things too personal for you, like my real dresses, my Lettermans, my memories, my private things. I'm sorry my other room is warmer and bigger and better in bed, and in the morning leaves me with better dreams and a softer spine. I'm tired of all the group dates. Do we have nothing to say to each other anymore? Even your friends come in without knocking because they know they won't be interrupting anything important. I think I need to meet new people. I'm afraid that all we have to look forward to are more postings of pictures on this wall to wall. And I'm starting to forget which of these paint chip eye wrinkles and smile lines came from my jokes. Which of these wallpaper lip curls came from my bedroom talk? And which of these predate me? There were many before me. Nothing a little bit of bleach couldn't cover up. It's embarrassing to go to housing with these things, you know. And up there, is that a spider web? Or is that a dream catcher you made and I somehow forgot to thank you for? Well, thanks. And I'm sorry. This winter break, I might cry thinking of you when I set out to find a real forest and end up inside some fenced-off Christmas tree lot full of trees with prosthetic limbs and decorated like tired war veterans. I tell myself there are a lot of good trees out there. There are a lot of good trees that still have a spine and let their beards grow. But then I cry anyway because I'm the bulldozer that does the trimming. I tell myself, not every tree is so sterile. Not every tree is so clean-shaven. Not every tree is so institutionalized. But then I cry anyway because I am that institution. You see, I have done this to you. I have made you what you are. I have made you this much of a square. You see, I have forgotten how I came to live inside the hollow of a tree. I have forgotten who you used to be. You used to be a tree.